Good morning, everybody. My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETH Global, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you to Pragma Sydney. Welcome. Now, this is a conference. A lot of you know ETH Global for doing two things. We do hackathons and summits. And the goal here is for us to offer this thing to a lot more people. We're here in Sydney for the first time, and we're excited to do a hackathon and a summit today and for the next 3 days. We want to talk about what is happening in the world of Web3 and want to make that as accessible to as many people as possible. Now, let's talk about what today is all about. Every Solidity developer knows that a smart contract starts with the word Pragma. It's not just the beginning of a developer's journey, but for us, today is about pragmatism. Our goal here is to use all of the resources we have, all the people that we know in this space, to come and tell you about what is happening at the edge, and use that to make Web3 way more accessible to people who are not always technical, but are interested in understanding what's happening in this space. And that makes Pragma unique from a couple of different perspectives. Today is going to be a single-day, single-track event, which means we're not going to try to confuse you with too many things happening at the same time in different rooms. We want to make sure that everything that you want to know about is happening on this stage and is curated to be as specific and interesting to what's happening in the space as possible. This is also a founders-only event, which is we want to make sure that people who are actually building these things are the ones here telling you about what's happening, and so you get to see how they are thinking about the next few years. The focus is very much on the future. We're going to obviously talk about and reflect on the things we've learned from the past, but we want to focus on how to actually use all the things that we've learned to make the next few years even better. And it's going to be mostly non-technical, which means you'll see some talks where there'll be some references that may require you to have some programming knowledge, but overall, it's not meant to confuse you. It's not meant to require you to know how to code or know how smart contracts work or anything in between. It's going to be as accessible to everybody here, especially when more than half of you are coming in just to understand what's going on in this space. Today, there are going to be 7 talks, 5 interviews, and 1 panel. It'll be a very jam-packed next few hours, and we're going to talk about what these themes are and how we're going to think about these, all these topics. But before all of that, I want to kind of get into some quick logistics and thank yous. All of you should have gotten this card when you checked in. This is a quick summary of what today's going to be like. If you flip it over, you'll see all the speakers, all the talks, who they are, and most of them are going to be here and hang out with you for the rest of the day. So you can talk to them, ask them follow-up questions, hang out with them at lunch. All those things are intentionally designed to be in a way so that you get to really know what's happening and kind of quench your curiosities. And everything we're going to talk about in the schedule, it's also going to be live on the website, and that's going to be the source of truth. So you can just head over to ethglobal.com/pragma, and you can see the schedule in case you don't have the card or you're not sure what's happening when. Now, there's over 300 of you here from 15 different countries. So I am personally excited to meet everybody who's a local, but also all the people who came in from outside of Australia to be here for us for the next few days. So thank you so much for making it out here. And I also want to thank some of our incredible partners who are also here. There's the room in the back where you can talk to a lot of them. And please give them a massive round of applause for kind of help supporting this event. So I want to thank Laplace FinTech, ZK Sync, Avail, WorldCoin, Powerloom, and Sigma Prime. So please thank them for being at this event. And one thing I also want to do is thank you all the Sydney pack holders. We introduced a new thing called packs just a couple months ago. We're just nearing 2 months actually, and it's blowing our minds with how excited people are about these packs. Over 100 of you in this room have bought these packs, and I want to thank all of you for kind of giving these a try. We're trying something super cool and experimental, and for those of you who don't know what packs are, it's a way for us to bundle on-chain and off-chain perks. If you bought a pack instead of a normal ticket, you get to enjoy all these things. That includes anywhere from Uber credit to eSIM if you're traveling, to wanting a hotel discount, to access to 5 or 6 other events that happened this week and some happening over the next few days. All those things are just kind of coming in from all the people in our community, making sure that they're enabling all of you to learn more, contribute more, and just be part of the space altogether. So thank you so much for being a pack holder. And for us, it is a new primitive. Everything that you did was actually happening on chain. Anything that you did was published on chain, and they are extensible, which means that if anybody in this room wants to offer something to a pack holder, you can just go find that NFT address and let somebody else claim it as long as they hold a pack. And we're seeing a lot of cool things happening with there, and you'll kind of start seeing more and more of these announcements soon. But I want to just thank everybody for experimenting with packs here for Sydney. Not only that, you also have a bracelet on you. That bracelet has a NFC chip in it, and it has a couple cool things in there. If you want to meet somebody or get somebody's information, you can just tap their bracelet, and it's a double opt-in. Don't worry, you can't just go around tapping people. They have to confirm you on the other end, and you'll be able to kind of contact with them after, and you'll kind of see a whole history of who you interacted with today. And all these things are also going to happen on chain, so you actually do get to see a track of you met all these people, you connect with a lot of these people. No private information is public or posted, so don't worry. But we're trying a lot more cool things, and this will be part of your on-chain presence for today and for this weekend. So give it a shot. If you want to connect with somebody, just go and connect with them by tapping on their wristbands. And you get to see that for any event this year with ETH Global. So if any of you are going to join us again for a future one, that also will carry over. So it'll take you to ethglobal.com/connect, and you'll see a nice timeline of everybody that you saw. All right, let's get into what today is all about. We're going to start today off by introducing Anthony and doing a fireside chat on what is happening with the world of Ethereum. Then we're going to have our first talk, and Alan and Kai are going to talk about how do we make privacy on-chain better, especially as we're seeing so much more interesting things and pushback from everybody out there. Then James is going to come on and talk about how you can best take advantage of RetroPGF and all that mechanism designed to help you contribute and benefit from contributing to this in our community. Then Mike from Google is going to talk about all the things that Google is doing in Web3 and give you a sneak preview on some of the new products that they're launching. We're going to take a slightly big lunch today. We're going to resume the day with a fireside chat with Rohan from Dapper Labs and talk about the future of consumer applications. Then Oren is going to talk about modularity and how you can think about building more modular code, dApps, blockchains, and just what is a good framing for understanding what the next few years would mean for everybody contributing on the infrastructure level. Then Paul from Sigma Prime is going to talk about how you can just be better at managing security, whether it's your personal security, smart contract audits, whether it's your company or your website. There's a lot of adversarial behavior in our space. We're going to give you a quick guide on how do you protect yourself and your code and your company in Web3. Then we're going to have a fireside chat with Kane, and we're going to learn about some cool things that they're working on and launching. So no spoilers on that one until 2:40 p.m. We're going to take a quick break so all of you can talk to our speakers and each other. And then Swaroop is going to talk about how do you make data more composable in Web3 with Powerloom. And I'm going to have a fireside chat with Peter from Reservoir and Relay. And we're going to then cover what fragmentation is in our space, especially as we're seeing hundreds of new chains, liquidity kind of going in multiple places. We're going to have an amazing panel talking about how you can think about these things and how you can address a lot of these issues. And then we're going to close the day off with our two remaining talks. We're going to have a fireside chat with Robbie from Immutable Labs, talking about the future of gaming, especially as we look at how NFTs and ZKVMs are being used. And our last talk of the day will be from Daniel from ETH Sydney to talk about what the APAC region is doing to contribute to the Web3 space and how can we even make that even more better and bigger so that the next time we're here, it's a multi-thousand-person event, and everybody already knows what's going on, and we're one of the smaller players putting an event, and that's where we want to see things. So that's the rest of the day, and all of that is, again, on the website, and I'm going to stop talking on the logistics. Let's start with our very first fireside chat. Please welcome Anthony from the Daily Gwei on stage.